Cause you know that a young nigga gives to scale.
All right. I'm here with Kurt Newman.
Hello.
If you're watching this, I'm trying to get his guitar on the YouTube video, and I've managed to.
Yeah.
So, I am Nick, and this is Kurt. How are you, Kurt?
Doing very well. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm going to try to get your mic in the shot,
I
too.
prefer it this way, but no, I understand. It's probably better.
Okay, this looks good. So you provided the lovely Dobro music behind me. You were kind enough to come by and try this little
pleasure.
experiment.
Yeah, it's really fun.
We met up for ramen and had a nice talk about a lot of different things. And this was one of those things, and you're coming through. You're the first person to do this. How does it feel, bro?
Feels really good. It feels amazing. You know, I'm a fan of the podcast.
Oh, thank you very much.
Isn't
that amazing?
It's an honor.
Isn't that amazing? Well, I'm a fan of your music.
Oh, thank you.
We did a show together.
It was such a delight. I love
And it
that
was
show
really
so much.
fun. Yeah, it was an afternoon show. I did comedy. You did some tunes. Our friend
some
AL
tunes.
did some
Yeah.
tunes.
No, it was really a delight. And actually, that'll be on October 14th.
Oh, are you going to be on that show as well?
Yeah, are you doing that?
Yeah, October 14th at the Transac at 3 p.m. in Toronto. I'll be doing comedy. AL Senior will be performing music, and Kurt will also be performing music with the band, right?
Man, yeah, so my group's called the Nashville Minimalism Unit. Mm-hmm. We play instrumental, kind of boogie, rock, country jams in the style of late 60s Nashville kind of country rock. And it's a revolving roster of some of Toronto's most interesting musicians. But I think on the 14th, Jonathan Jemian, who is a genius, will be sitting on the piano. And we will have some other really good people. So it'll be really fun.
Super exciting. Mm-hmm. Super duper exciting.
He's another person you could have on as an instrumentalist.
I'll do the booking. Thank you very much. No, I actually am very excited about being in Toronto for this because I know lots of people like Jonathan or Victoria Chong or even Owen. I just know a lot of people who do music and a lot of solo performers. So, you know, I've reached out to a few so far, and I'm trying to. I thought this week I would do like a whole week of having performers doing diegetic music. I don't think I'll be able to pull that off for the week just because that's 4 people. Booking it on the fly is very difficult, but I probably will have another one this week, and the aim is going to be to have one a week, and I think it's going to spice things up real hard.
And you know, the musicians in Toronto have like nothing going on in their lives. Like
No.
I don't think they're going to have a lot of conflict.
No, they might be catering that day. I wish I weren't being serious, but
the gardening season is over, so basically everyone is unemployed until spring.
Yeah, the artistic class in Toronto is cleaning homes, they're gardening, and they're catering. And if they're lucky, they're working brunch and lunch shifts at restaurants and making that dollar. Or they're bartending, but if they're bartending, it opens up a can of worms.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can't serve 2 masters.
You can't serve, but especially when there are no gods, no masters. You know, you can't do that.
So true.
It is so true. But do you want to talk for a second about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder?
Yeah, no, I was hoping we could.
ADHD or ADD. So do you have that?
I have it, and I think I also have the adult variety, like you've described.
Sexy kind.
The sexy kind, exactly. Yeah, it's a kind of a
the sex addiction
erotic,
kind.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm like the most ADHD person I'd ever met. But you might be pretty ADHD too, so maybe.
I don't know. I mean, they did classify it as being mild, but but I don't know if that's actually true. I think that's such an interesting factor of the entire world of adult attention deficit disorder and ADHD. I think depending what's going on with us, you know, we have various levels of it. Part of this podcast is me kind of embracing that aspect of myself and jumping around from a lot of things in like 15 to 20 minutes. And I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. But you know what? Why are you drinking tea?
Yeah.
Tea's not going to get you through the day.
Coffee. Yeah.
Coffee. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to stop drinking coffee at some point in my life, though.
Me
I'm aware.
Too. Yeah. Do you have the hyper focus at times thing too with the ADHD? Because that's the
Yeah, I mean, well, the irony of the podcast is, I mean, I would say that the fact I'm doing it successfully 4 times a week, editing it, getting people to do it, I think that's a level of hyper focus. Not to mention other things, but it's really hard for me. It's just really hard to get things started. Right now I have some things I really need to do, and it's like I still haven't done them. And
it's like you're doing great. You got this. You got
this is not a job.
No. On the job.
I'd like it to be, I guess, but right now this is something I'm doing. It's essentially the equivalent of. It's like I put a sign on my house that said school, and then come in and say, "Hi, now I'm going to school."
Yeah,
trying to
in
get
the United States, a lot of people make money that way. That's like a huge thing.
So come to the Nick Flanagan Charter School of Podcasting. You're all invited. It's at my mom's house. She will be slightly irritated that we're there. You can have 1 cup of coffee, no more. There's no water.
Do you find it harder to start things or to finish things? I'm definitely a finishing things problem person.
I would say it's both.
Yeah.
My mom just walked by. I would say that it just varies. I definitely often have deadlines.
Yeah.
So that helps finishing, And in fact, that also helps starting. I've definitely gotten in more of a habit with deadlines where, when you're handed something, you want to kind of just do it in some form immediately, or at least get it started immediately, so that if you do procrastinate, at least in that last minute, you'll have like a skeleton or
Yes.
something to build on, to dress up. Who doesn't want to dress up a skeleton? Pirate hat.
That's all I dream about.
It's October.
Yeah.
Basically, if you got a skeleton, that's getting a pirate hat and a cutlass. I got a General Ed McMahon here. I like it. This is what I need.
I always thought
Generous laugher.
I always thought
Kurt
that Ed
Newman.
McMahon role was like the most kind of interesting thing that ever kind of developed in like mainstream TV culture. The Hank Kingsley Ed McMahon. Like, what a weird thing.
The thing where there's somebody who's there to laugh.
Yeah, just
and,
there to laugh.
and move things along. I think it's wonderful.
But also has to be kind of like doughy and like a little slow. Like in that.
But Andy Richter is like, he's like fast.
That's right.
Took
me a long time to like him.
But I think that Andy Richter is maybe in a surface manner seems like he would be that guy, but he's actually a different beast entirely.
Yeah.
He's a different beast. But yeah, so how do you manage yours? It sounds like you've done a lot of things in your life.
Yeah.
So you've been a musician for your entire life?
Mm-hmm. Whole life mostly in underground music of various kinds, and by choice and happily.
What are some of the acts?
So
you've been in?
When I was in college in Montreal, I played briefly with a group called Sackville. That was kind of an interesting, kind of early alt country type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
With Gabe Levine and some other people who have gone on to do really interesting music. And that was like kind of in the beginning of that Montreal kind of underground rock renaissance.
We're talking Wolf Parade.
We're talking, I guess, more the...
Talking Naja.
We're talking...
Talking AIDS Wolf.
all of them. That's everybody. That's
We're talking Inepsy.
I don't know them, but...
We're talking the St. Catharines.
Now we're really exposing my geriatric status, but sort of the constellation.
We're talking Me Mom and Morgenthaler.
Oh, yes. Remember that one?
I wouldn't have mentioned it if I didn't remember that one.
Lord, that
Me Mom and Morgenthaler, just for those not in the know, was a classic type of name for a Canadian group, especially a group from, like, I would say, Toronto, Vancouver, or Montreal. Mm-hmm. Highly localized name. Oddly, Montreal, but the thing they're referencing was someone who was in Toronto. His name was Dr. Henry Morgenthaler, and he was the reproductive rights, the face of it in Canada, I would say. I believe his clinic was bombed, and he did a lot, I guess, to help keep that going. And that clinic is still open, but I'm not going to tell you where it is because I don't know if you're a terrorist listening to this and you will attack the clinic. I will say that there's still protesters outside of it.
He was a real hero growing up. Like, that was kind of amazing growing up in a time where, like, just this local dude, old Jewish dude, was like super badass about being an abortion doctor.
It's always old Jewish guys. You notice that? Do you think it's kind of a thing where they're like, well, eugenics?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Well, it's like it's like Little Wayne said, right?
If I die, blame the Jews. Yeah, so Me, Mom, and Morgenthaler is a hilarious play on an idea. You can see me and Mom, and then the guy who does could abort me. So, and the band was like klezmer ska or something.
Every band
like,
was. There was no band that wasn't. It was just...
Yeah, in the 1980s in Toronto, only produced basically novelty acts. I don't understand.
I was in one in high school that was fairly successful.
Yeah, there was Moxie Fruvis being one of the most egregious examples of it, but we won't speak of them further.
No, horrible. And then afterwards, I moved to Austin, Texas in the early 2000s. I lived there for a while. And I played with a bunch of people there. I helped start a music festival there called the No Idea Festival, which is still going.
Oh, wow. Cool.
One of the big underground improvised music festivals in the world. I played in a group called the Weird Weeds, who were pretty interesting. I only played with them for like a record and a half, so I can sing their praises because it's not vanity. Like, so after I left, they put out some amazing records that I
awesome.
Check out. Then I went to graduate school and I got most of a PhD in American history. Mm-hmm. The not finishing that, though, of course, is a classic ADHD story.
Right. And was your project about the movie Theodore Rex?
It was all about that.
Yeah.
It was
one of the key moments in American history.
Yeah. There's a lot of good American history.
American History Rex.
American History Rex. I've never seen the ones where they have to find something that's on the back of the Constitution or whatever. Have you seen that one? National Treasure. That's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, I do want to watch those movies. I almost watched Snowden last night, but I think I'll only watch that if I'm in Toronto and snowed in.
Is that's a fictionalization of the life of Edward Snowden?
I mean, it's an Oliver Stoneization of the life of Edward Snowden. So there's probably going to be a part where like a bunch of women like flash him because they like him so much, and they're like, "Thank you." And there's going to be a part where he does that. The Julia Roberts math meme just copies that, and there's gonna be probably a part where like he goes to like a native reserve and does ayahuasca and comes out of it, and his whole thing is like, I'm going to give the land back to the people by exposing the government's secrets.
Is Oliver Stone still left wing?
What's crazy is that, did you know that the character that Jordan Gordon-Levitt played in Don John is Edward Snowden? That's actually a prequel to the movie Snowden.
Oh my goodness, Don John.
Don Johnson. Well, look, I want to know more. First of all, what's your band camp? I know that you have your new band has a band camp, and
That's
you
right.
should advertise it.
So. It sounds like a mouthful, but it breaks down easily. It's Nashville Minimalism Unit. Mm-hmm. That's all one word.
Nashville Minimalism Unit.bandcamp.com.
That's right. And
check it out.
We're putting up tracks, new tracks, almost on the hour, and the response so far has been really good. If you like kind of gentle but odd, kind of country rock, do give it a listen, we'll be playing more live as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, you're a very bright guy. I've really enjoyed when we've had our chats about various subjects. Unfortunately, I've gotta stop the podcast pretty soon today, so maybe you'll come back sometime and do some backing tracks and we can talk a bit more about stuff.
We would love to.
For now, why don't you... Well, I'll do a little outro right now, and then you'll play a song. Sure. So I'll just say thanks for listening. Go to NashvilleMinimalismBand.bandcamp.com to check out Kurt's stuff, and Nickflanagan.bandcamp.com if you want to pick up my album, support the show. That's the way to do it right now. You can also tell your friends if you enjoy the podcast. That would be amazing. Or tweet about it, Facebook about it. Just spread the word if you want. Someone posted they liked it on Reddit. I did appreciate that. They called me their friend, so it's someone I'm friends with who posted on Reddit. It might even be Kurt. I don't know.
I don't Reddit. I had to stop.
Good. I shouldn't be looking on Reddit either, but I do. Shoutouts to anyone in the podcast Reddit that I basically spam with my show. So Kurt. Nickflanaganweakly on Twitter. Nickflanaganweakly on Instagram, plus I'm the Flans if you want to follow me personally. That's all for now. And Kurt, did you want to play us out with the song?
Yeah. So this is going to be a kind of minimal take on an old classic called Sugar Baby.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Kurt. That was great. Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone. Say bye, Kurt.